Good afternoon and welcome to Solent Sports News. My name's Kit McIntosh.
And I'm Ollie Carroll.
It's 3:30 and these are your sporting headlines. Following International Women's Day, Southampton FC have announced a new partnership that aims to support their female fans. The Saints are now aligned with Her Game Too, an organisation that aims to tackle sexism in sport. Southampton FC women also took this chance to announce that there has been a 453% increase in attendance since last year. Solent futsal were crowned as league champions last weekend after an unbeaten run in the league. Reporter Fraser Day spoke to captain Roberto Vincent.
It's been a successful year so far for Solent futsal team as they were unbeaten in the league. Now they turn their attention to the cup as they face St Mary's University for a place in the quarter-finals. Ahead of their game, we spoke to Roberto Vincent to find out what the secret is behind their success this season.
We've gone unbeaten this year and won every game in the league, which is really good. We've had some challenging games, but I think defensively we've been really solid and conceded by far the least in the league.
Every team needs strong foundations, and Rob believes their good form is thanks to their defensive resilience this season.
I mean, we're very defensively solid. We're happy to let the other team have the ball pretty much in every game. We counter well, so it's our defensive setup that really stops people from scoring. We've got two keepers that don't get beaten from range, so as long as we stay compact, we don't concede many.
With a great team spirit and a fantastic attitude, Solent's togetherness has prevailed with every member of their squad playing their part, whether it's from the start or the bench.
Obviously, going unbeaten in the year, everyone's really confident and desperate to play as much as possible, so it's really good at the moment.
Following a 7-3 victory over St Mary's University, Solent extended their unbeaten run to 15 games, but skipper Sean Dye and his teammates were keen to emphasise it wasn't an easy game.
I thought it went really well, to be fair. I think it was a bit slow at the beginning, but then we got to handle it and we started scoring.
I think, they were a very good team, one of the best teams to play. So.
He must have been tired, but we were really tight and really stopped them from making that ball, even for the three-man. So.
Yeah, I was very, very tired at the beginning, but then we just, like I said before, we just got the handle of it, we started popping it around and then just find the man at the back of the post, and that's it.
Eastleigh's Vincent Harper has received a call-up to the England seaside and will face Wales on March 21st. Reporter George Rees-Julian is at Silver Lake Stadium now.
Yes, so I'm here at the Silver Lake Stadium as just a little under 2 weeks away. England C will be facing Wales C in their 4th ever international challenge match. Now, for those of you who are unaware what this game is, essentially it's a game made up of the England squad is players who play in the National League and below are eligible, and the Wales squad is made up entirely of players who play in the domestic game. Now, Wales have announced their 20-man squad today, and Mark Jones has leaned on a majority of players who were in the squad last year when Wales won this fixture 4-0. But there are 6 new inclusions in Mark Jones's squad, and one of those is 17-year-old Gwion David. He's been a real star for TNS this season, who are the leading team in the Welsh domestic game. They're the only professional side. He's someone who's been linked with potentially moves away to a bigger academy, so that's someone who could be a future Welsh international. But someone who is in the Wales squad from last season, Kane McLagan. He's a name who may be familiar to some Southampton fans. He played 7 times for the team, even scoring a goal, but that was some time ago. But the England squad is made up, as I said, of National League players, and one player who should be familiar to people from this neck of the woods is Eastleigh's very own Vincent Harper. And earlier today I caught up with the fullback to chat through his call-up to the England squad. Vinny, first of all, congratulations on the call-up. Where were you when you found out the news that you were called up for England C?
I was back at the house, to be fair, in the morning. Gaffer called me on the Saturday, just saying congrats, you've been called up, and then it obviously got announced on the Sunday.
Was any family members, friends you told immediately when you found out the news?
Yeah, I rang my mum, dad, just everyone really, and just told them, and they was all buzzing for me, which is nice.
Yeah, they must be buzzing for you. You know, not many people get to play for England, whether that's youth level, senior team, or even the England C team. So for you personally to get called up for England, how excited are you to get involved?
Yeah, proper buzzing for it. Something I didn't expect. Just got to make sure I get fit and eligible to play, and yeah, be buzzing if I get to put the shirt on.
On that, you mentioned there, get fit. How is the injury at the minute? You got a bit of a knee problem, I believe.
Yeah, it's getting there. I think I should be able to be back in time for it. It's healing nicely, which is good, and that's the main thing, really.
So is it a lot of physio work you're doing at the minute, or is it just sort of being a bit cautious with what you're doing on the training pitch?
It's mainly just like rehab stuff in the gym, just getting it stronger, or just rebuilding stuff, really.
In terms of the England squad, have you had much communication with the England manager or some of the players who've been called up yet, or is it still waiting for that?
I've had a little bit with the manager, like sort of between me, Gaffer and the England C manager, but not any other players as such, really, no.
Sticking with non-league football now, while lower level football often flies under the radar in Guernsey, it is the biggest event on the island. Saj Raman flew out to the Channel Islands to find out more.
Yes guys, you may be wondering why I'm whispering, but it's because it's just ticking past 5 o'clock now and everyone else in the household is asleep. So let's get into the story anyways. Matt Letizia, you may know him as a Southampton legend and someone that's gone a little bit, but you may not know that he's ended his career playing for Guernsey Football Club. They're a team that play in step 4 of non-league football, but there's one problem. They're halfway across the English Channel. While they play their away games here in England, they have to pay for the flights of each team to go over to the island to play them in the reverse fixture. And luckily, today, I am being put on that flight too, so my bags are ready, and let's get on that plane.
Guernsey take on Merstham today. I'm about to head to the stadium, but there's one more thing I need to do. And just like that, I'm ready. 3 hours before kick-off now, I'm going to head to Foots Lane to see what the mood is like around Guernsey FC, where a 200th victory today could secure safety in the league. A short trip to Foots Lane saw Guernsey fans in full voice. But it was the Merstham fans that had the last laugh. As the players walked out to the pitch, I took my place in the front row to get the best view. A lightning start saw Cameron Lewis-Brown score with this header to give Merstham the lead in 5 minutes, before this sensational free kick from Aaron Good not only made it a good half, but a great half as Merstham went down the tunnel 2-0 up. The rain hammered down at half-time as Guernsey looked to try get back into the game. And this effort from Ross Allen half the deficit, but it was too little, too late. 502 fans were left disappointed as Vance felt his side missed an opportunity.
As I said, I don't quite think that the players realised how important that game was. You know, we've done brilliantly well over the last sort of couple of months, but you know, there we've got back. Knocked back down a few pegs here.
While the Merstham manager was happy with the 3 points and grateful for the trip.
Hanging in there to take a 2-1 win back to London. I mean, it's my 3rd time coming to Guernsey, and each time we're well looked after. The club is an amazing club, and thank you to every Guernsey fan and club member, supporter, and all the officials at Guernsey. Thank you very much, guys, for looking after us the way you have done so.
And just like that, we are back in the hotel. I mean, not quite the result Guernsey FC wanted. Right back in the relegation battle, but it's going to be the way, isn't it? A roller coaster ride. It's never quite so simple in football, but that is it for me now. See you all later.
In tomorrow's show, Saj travels to the training ground in Guernsey to have a look at the £3 million complex.
So we're here at Guernsey's new training facilities. Let's take a look at where the magic is cooked up.
Match of the Day pundit Gary Lineker has responded to critics after he took to Twitter to express his frustration with the government's current migrant policies. The 62-year-old likened the language used to launch the policy to that of 1930s Germany. Questions of his position at BBC are now being asked as he appears to have violated the BBC's impartiality guidelines. Manchester City defender Kyle Walker is facing investigation by the Cheshire Police after CCTV footage released on Monday allegedly depicting a footballer exposing himself in a Manchester bar. The club are yet to provide a statement on the issue regarding the England star. If guilty, indecent exposure carries a maximum sentence of 2 years. There was Champions League action last night. German giants Bayern Munich stomped out hope of the likes of Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi as the German league leaders won 2-0 at home to PSG. In North London, there was tournament trouble again for Spurs as they crashed out of the Champions League after a goalless game against AC Milan, which saw the Italians progress into the next round on aggregate. Carrying on with European football, our sports correspondent Ollie Power is back in the studio again. Ollie, we have some big games coming up later tonight. What do you have to tell us?
Yeah, so Europa League's back tonight. It's the round of 16, and firstly we've got Italian giants Juventus facing German side Freiburg. Juventus went through after an enthralling 3-0 win with a Di Maria hat-trick against French side Nantes. Freiburg automatically went through from their group, unbeaten. And yeah, it looks to be a good game, two sides on good form. The old lady, 7th in the Serie A at the moment, 15th, and that's with a 15-point deduction. They've won 4 of their last 6. While the German side are unbeaten in 5 games in all comps. So it looks to be a good game.
So both teams on pretty good form in competition. What would you say about Juventus's league form at the moment?
Well, as I said, they've won 4 of the last 6. I think without the deduction, they would be around 3rd in the table. They do currently sit 7th, but they're on good form. They're on good form this season.
And how do you see the team stacking up tonight?
So yeah, the squads have been released, and Di Maria is in, Bonucci's in, Chiesa's in, but the big shock is former Manchester United midfielder Paul Pogba has been left out.
Yeah, I saw some intel about that. Seems to be a disciplinary reason as to why he's not going to be in the squad tonight. And obviously you did mention that he is a former Manchester United player. They are also playing tonight in the Europa League. What can you kind of say about that, going into that match against Real Betis? So
they're facing Betis tonight. After a thrilling match against Barcelona across 2 legs, 4-3 on aggregate. They look to, this is a competition that they look to win, having come off the back of a Carabao Cup victory as well. They are looking to win this, Betis though, 16 points out of a possible 18 in their group. They go straight through, so that should be a good game. And as you mentioned earlier, the Red Devils coming off the back of a humiliating defeat against Liverpool. This is a big game for them because this could be, the start of a downfall in their season, or it could be a blip, a bump in the road.
Do you think they have what it takes to bounce back in this match, come back into a European tournament and go at it against Betis after such a humiliating defeat in the league?
I mean, it is a history-making defeat to Liverpool. They've never lost more than 5-0. However, I just think the form they've been on this year, some of the players, Martinez, Rashford, have been so good this season. I would be surprised if they did start picking up losses. I think it is probably just a bump in the road, and this should be a competition they go far in my opinion.
And yeah, so another big team in this tournament playing tonight will be Arsenal. And with more of an earlier kick-off between Arsenal and Sporting Lisbon at 5:45, here's Dan George, who has been at the Gunners' London Colony Training Centre.
Arsenal return to action tonight in the Europa League as they face Sporting CP away at the José Alvalade Stadium. This test comes in the round of 16 of Europe's second biggest cup competition. And speaking ahead of the game, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta said that with a busy schedule, opportunities will present themselves to all players in the squad.
We have to play the games with the best possible players to win it, and there have been moments where we have made 8 changes. So we try to accommodate, and as well players have moments in the season, players that are available and unavailable through the season, and tomorrow it will be the same case, but for sure we'll try to put the most competitive team to win the game.
The Gunners were handed a major boost yesterday as their Brazilian forward Gabriel Jesus returned to full training after his injury picked up during the World Cup. The Arsenal boss was delighted to have his number 9 back, but warned they will have to ease him back into the squad.
We will try not to rush him back. We will try to make a fair assessment between what he needs and when he's comfortable, and as well giving the team a boost that he's going to need in the next 3 weeks for sure. Everything is going well. He needs time as well to get himself that confident and that physical state that is necessary to compete with a free mind, and when he's free to do that, we will throw him in.
Away from the game for a second, news broke this week from Spain speculating that Spanish giants Real Madrid were interested in making Mikel Arteta their new head coach. The former Barcelona player shut these rumours down straight away, saying he was fully committed to the task at hand.
Yes, it's things that obviously managers or players cannot control. What is written, what I can tell you is I'm fully focused in what I'm doing here, and extremely happy, proud and grateful to be in this football club, and that's it.
Hello everyone.
The Premier League leaders will come up against a face all too familiar to them tonight as former Arsenal player and captain Hector Bellerin prepares to face up against his old club. Arteta, who both played and coached Bellerin, said that him and his side are looking forward to reuniting with their former teammate.
Regarding Hector, absolutely love the person, love the player. He was a really important player for our club, a player that left something beyond just his career, but as a person in our football club, and it will be great to see him tomorrow, and I'm sure the boys are going to be, and the staff, really happy to see him again.
You can watch Sporting CP versus Arsenal tonight, live on BT Sport with kick-off at 5:45 out in Portugal. Dan George, Solent Sports News.
Former England international Scott Parker has been sacked from his position as manager of Club Bruges. The decision comes after just 12 games in charge of the Belgian champions.
Understand the situation.
Parker won only 2 games in his tenure, and after losing 5-1 on Tuesday night to Benfica in the Champions League, the club owners quickly have taken action. Darts Premier League returns tonight in Liverpool, where Michael van Gerwen could extend his 6-point lead at the top. We are now live with Tom Reed and Barney Page from the Saints pub in Millbrook, with more info on tonight's event.
Tonight, the Premier League is back, with top of the table Michael van Gerwen hoping to extend his 6-point lead at the top.
He's been on a great run of form recently. He won in Dublin and in Exeter in the last Premier League nights as well. And I think Barney's going to show you some of the skills here that Michael van Gerwen used to win those championships. So, Barney, step forward for me. I'll move around here. Oh. And that's why Barney would be bottom of the Premier League if he played like that.
No time to get in there anytime soon. Hopefully Tom can do a bit better.
Yeah, and Barney, do you want to tell us a little bit about the British Open that happened recently as well? The shot.
Yeah, so recently, last Sunday at Butlins, it was the UK Open. Michael van Gerwen was in the final. He ended up losing to Andy Glidroy in a surprise defeat. That was a lot better than mine, that, Tom.
Yeah, and I think he won £110,000 for that, didn't he?
He did.
Which actually has allowed him to move out of his council house and buy a home, which is a lovely story. I believe I got 10 more than you there, Barney, so
yes.
Do you want another go? We'll let Barney have another go, we'll add up his score and we'll do mine, and yeah, we'll see who wins the little competition. Not bad, to be fair, actually. What you got there, Barney?
I got about 20 or 30 there.
Okay.
I lost count.
Yeah. Brilliant maths, that, mate. Nice one.
Also tonight, Gerwen Price is facing off against Michael Smith. Gerwen Price is 4th in the table at the moment, not quite his usual best, but hopefully he's able to extend on his night 2 win.
Somehow there, I've managed to lose the Barnaby page, but that's all right. So that's all from our little live package here from the Saints View. I hope you enjoyed our darts. If you tune in though and watch the Premier League, you'll receive a lot better. Well, you'll see a lot better darts than this.
They're a lot better than us, put it that way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
England's cricketers have been beaten by 6 wickets in the first T20 match against Bangladesh. The hosts reached their target of 157 with 2 overs to spare in Chattogram. Bangladesh take a 1-0 lead in the 3-match series.
British tennis number 1, Emma Raducanu, is hopeful she'll be able to compete in the coveted Indian Wells Masters tournament.
No, I wouldn't say is the bottom. I think there are further places down to go.
And looked to be set to play through the pain in the exhibition match before pulling out last minute. The 22-year-old is due to play at Montenegro's Danka Kovanic today at 8:15 p.m.
Further places down to go. I think that it has definitely been an experience, and I've learnt a lot from, trying to climb my way back up. And I think the biggest thing is just putting the work in consistently day in, day out as much as I can.
Continuing with tennis, Andy Murray has announced he's feeling the best he has in a long time after a world-class performance at the start of the season. Murray plays Argentina's Thomas Martin Echeverry in the first round of the tournament tonight at 8:30 p.m.
Golf now, and the PGA Tour's Players' Championship is underway, with golfers teeing off at TPC Sawgrass in Florida earlier today. This year, the tour boasts a $25 million purse, but the event has been surrounded by controversy regarding the tour's rivals, Live Golf. England's Matt Fitzpatrick has become the latest PGA golfer to lash out at the LIV Tour, claiming he would not allow players that left for Saudi-backed circuits to ever return. Players who left for Live have already been indefinitely suspended by the PGA, including former champions Cameron Smith and Dustin Johnson. That's all for today. You can read up on all these stories and more at solentjournalism.co.uk. Thank you for watching Solent Sports News.